Good day to all you collectors again. We have another top 10 of 2021, and today we have the category of cars between $20 to $30. So this this is actually a pretty hard category for me to choose from, but anyways, here we are. So we're not really looking at this one, we're looking at this. This is the Initial D franchise Toyota AE86 Trueno. I have the Kyosho one, I have the Time Micro one, but this one made by modelers seems to be the best one that I see out there. I know Hobby Japan also has one out, but I don't know if it has 8 shiny reflective lights like on the front of this one. If you see when it comes around again, that side turn signal there on the side, the yellow fog lights, the orange turn signals, and then the headlights themselves, they're all like very reflective looking. I actually think there might be photo etched pieces of metal with clear coated colors on top of them. So it's pretty nice. And then when it spins around to the back, you'll see it actually has a very round tubular exhaust pipe, which I think is an actual piece of metal. So anyways, if you didn't see all the details, look up reviews of all these models and you'll see the details there. Okay, so this one here, this is a Time Micro branded car. It's a Rolls-Royce Cullinan with the Mansory kit on it. And I mean, look at the interior of this guy. It's quite nice. It's got the printing on the wheels, the carbon printing fended flares. It's just got a lot of details again. Unfortunately, I think some of the price is this base, this extremely thick and heavy acrylic base is probably a large part of the cost of this model. This one actually also came with a girl and a surfboard, so it was definitely in the mid $20 range. But anyways, it's pretty nice. Definitely a pretty crazy color and interior, but I like some of the craziness, you know, it's a little better than a bland model. So another Rolls Royce here. This one is made by SC Art, or I'm guessing it's Small Car Art. And this is a Phantom 8 Limousine. And again, the interior details are quite nice. Multiple colors inside of there. The rear windows are actually tinted. The top sunroofs also have defroster lines. The Spirit of Ecstasy is nicely chromed out. It has license plates and, you know, all the badging you would expect. So really cool. I'm happy to have it. The Rolls Royces are one of the reasons why I started even collecting 1/64 scale models. I just didn't even know that they were made in this scale until I was walking by a hobby shop and they had one. Okay, let's go over to here. This is a Land Rover Defender, and it's made by a brand called Master. And I would say it's probably the best Classic Defender in 1/64 scale. It's definitely better than the Mini GT one, but the Mini GT one is nice for the price, don't get me wrong. But this one actually has all these extra accessories on the roof, the metal, photo etched metal traction ramps. The rubber mud guards behind the wheels are actual rubber, they do flex. And then I naturally like those brush guards, those wires that are running between the top and the bumper. The only shortcoming of this one, I think, is those 6 lights on the roof rack I think should be plastic, at least for the price of this kind of model. Alrighty, well, let's see what's next here. Let me hop over this side here again. So this is a Hongqi limousine. Well, maybe it's just a big car, but it's a Hongqi L5, and it's made by X-Car Toys. Now, unfortunately, you'll wonder why it's on an Inno64 base, because the base that this thing came on is not a standard size. I like to stack up all my crystal boxes, and so I swapped it over to this Inno64 base that I had left over from a different project. But anyways, one nice thing about this one is I never knew about these Hongqi limos. You know, China has their own, they're their own country, right? So they have their own thing going on. But X-Car Toys, this is one of their high-end versions. It's got a colorful interior. It's weird because X-Car Toys has some really cheap models, like under $10, $6 models, and then they have this thing, which is like $25. So the brand, they just make cheap and expensive models. But anyways, this is a nice one. Okay, here we have a Hobby Japan branded Toyota GR Supra. And what I like about this one is it has a metallic finish, but it's actually a matte finish. Look at it, there's no shiny reflections. The only shiny reflections you see on this thing are on the windows. So I think that's pretty interesting. It's very unique in my collection of models. It's the only one like it, really. Alright. This is a highlight of my collection, I think, because I like rally cars. And Tarmac Works did a fantastic job with this one. I mean, you can see the two antennas, they're metal, and then you have 8 pieces of plastic here in the front end. So that's a lot of nice details. You can see those very thin mud guards. So I like that as well. And then the interior itself is multiple colors, racing harnesses, and roll cage, and all that stuff. So Tarmac Works really knocked it out of the park with this one, with all the printing on the tires and the wheels, and it's really just, there's details everywhere on this thing. Okay, here's another Time Micro. This is a Porsche RWB, and what I really like about this one is the paint scheme on it. You know, it has this flower pattern that's wrapping around the whole body, changes colors, but also those flowers are actually getting into the crevices of the door cuts. So I think it was really nice, considering it was on the low end of the $20 scale. And then again, you got the printed wheel details and tire details that I rather like. Okay, another Hobby Japan. This is a Toyota Century, and so this one has a lot of details as well. Again, on the outside we have the license plates, which I like, the nice chrome bottom trim, and then on the inside, the top of the door panels has a wood pattern. You can kind of see also the armrest as well. So it's a really nice version of a very large, prestigious Japanese car. Alright, and the last one. This is made by Keng Fai. This is a Land Cruiser. Boy, I forget which one. Maybe an LC60 or an LC80, I forget. But the key thing to remember is made by Keng Fai. And although this color scheme is a little bit crazy, you know, mixing red and blue and green, if you look at the actual casting, you know, all the little details, it's quite superb. And if you look at the review, this thing actually has red coilover springs on the bottom of it that allow the suspension to move up and down. It's the most advanced suspension I've seen in 1/64 scale. So that's why it's definitely in the list of top 10s for $20 to $30. So that is my top 10 picks for, well, that's technically 9 because the other one's too big to fit in the shot. But my top 10 picks for models between $20 to $30. I'll be honest with you, most of these models don't really feel like they're worth that much money. This one feels like it's worth that much money. This one feels like it's worth that much money. This does not. This does not. This does not. This is questionable. Well, it's got a lot of extra parts, so I guess I'll leave that in there. Okay. These and the initial D car, I would say, are actually worth that kind of money. But unfortunately, these three, you can get more details in cheaper models, you know, like Inno64 and LCD models. They pack in more details and they cost less money. Inno and LCD very often will pack in as many details or more details than these for sure. Maybe not this, or definitely not this. This thing literally has coilover springs. But anyway, so keep that in mind if you guys are new to the hobby. You want to probably stick with the $10 to $20 if you're going for really realistic and good value. This is now approaching less of a good value, I think. So that's what I'm trying to reiterate there in this video. Okay, well, hang out. I still got a few more top 10s to come. Alright, see ya.